What's up guys, welcome back. So today I am blinded by the light. It is so sunny today. It is like, it's in my retinas. I can feel it right inside my retinas. Such a beautiful day, and of course I'm inside filming. This always happens. I'm always filming on a beautiful sunny day, but I have a ton of stuff to do today. I've got so many videos to film. It's a really jam-packed day and I'm really stressed out about it. I'm the type of person that if I have something on at 3 p.m, I need to mentally prepare for that one thing all day. And I'm heading down to Wollongong this afternoon because I'm getting my hair done and stuff tomorrow. So I feel like I'm on a time crunch. So anyway, that's what we're doing today basically. I just need to sit down, get ready, put some makeup on so I can film my other videos, and I really just wanted to get a video up for you guys today. So yeah, let's do it. I feel like I'm all red today because something has irritated my face yet again. Honestly, what's new? We had a really good run for a while there. I wasn't getting any skin irritations. If you guys don't know, I get contact dermatitis at the drop of a hat. Someone could breathe, my skin would just be like the world's most sensitive skin, I tell you now. Something I've used, I don't know what it is because I haven't changed any of my skincare. It has to be a makeup product, but I don't know what one it is because obviously I film so many videos. It's doing some things like down on my chin here. This is where I get it. It's like a beard. I get it from the Bite Beauty lipsticks. I don't know what it is about Bite Beauty. My face just hates it, which sucks so much because I actually really like them as a brand and I just am too scared to use their other products. My lips actually swell up and get crusty and they kind of seep. It's a whole nother level. It's actually crazy how allergic I am to them. There's just something in those, like in their ingredients, that my skin does not like. I'm just wiping over my face with a little cotton round and some water just to like get off any oil but not like strip my face. I don't want to wash it again. My face can't handle that. I'm going to take a mix of my two primerizers from Smashbox. I got this one in the mail the other day. This is the Photo Finish Crystallized Photo Finish Crystallized Primerizer. It's a primer and a moisturizer in one. Oh, and this one is like, kind of has like a sheen to it. It's like a little bit glowy. And then I'm just going to mix it with a bit of my regular one because this one isn't glowy. And I don't want to be a tan man, so I'm hoping my face doesn't hate this because I actually bought this primerizer because Alana Davison really likes it and she's got really dry, sensitive skin like I do. I'm combo, but my skin has been exceptionally dry lately, just like to the point where I'm getting like flaking around my nose. It's a whole nother level. I don't know what's happening to me. Is this what aging is? I'm not a fan. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my YSL Touche Eclat foundation. This is like my favorite foundation ever. If you guys remember when I did a first impression on this, maybe 2 years ago. No. Whoa, I think it actually was. That's insane. Anyway, I've got hardly any of this left. I thought I had a second one. Maybe I already ran out of it. I don't know, but there's not much left in this, so I'm gonna have to dig it out with a brush. Or maybe I can just tip it out. Maybe that will work. I don't even really know where to start with today's video. I feel so nervous about it. Oh my god. Like I said at the start of this video, I am heading down to Wollongong this afternoon because I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. My appointment's not till 9 a.m. and I live in Sydney. So Sydney is about an hour and a half away from Wollongong, and I catch the train down because if you guys don't know, I don't have my license, I don't drive, and I don't own a car. So I get the train. I actually love getting the train because I get to do like edit my videos and stuff and just get a little bit of work done. Kind of makes like traveling an hour and a half like not redundant, you know what I mean? Like you're not losing that time. To save myself from having to get up super early tomorrow and like stuff around trying to get down there, I thought I would just go down and stay with my parents. So my parents live in Wollongong, and Wollongong is actually where I am originally from. So I need a bit more foundation. That was honestly wishful thinking that I could just have that much. My hair salon is down in the Gong because obviously I started going there before I moved up to Sydney and I've just kind of stayed with them ever since. I love them. If you guys are from Wollongong or like the South Coast kind of area, the Fox in the Hair is where I go. And I can't talk when I'm doing this, like pushing around on my throat. I always forget to do my ears, and they're really red today. This one, I don't know why they get so red. I think it's because I put these earrings in and they're like the tiniest little bit too thick for my holes. So my ears are like, what are you doing, bitch? I'm so excited to get my hair done. You guys don't even know. You don't even know the struggle. Oh, my dishwasher's going off. I've got new extensions that I ended up getting Zala. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I complained about Zala so much. These extensions have gotten so dry and ratty that I can't even like look at this. Like it's, see how like this is kind of like knotted? It's like kind of matted together. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's just not, it just looks like I have a lot of product and hairspray in there, and I don't. This is freshly washed hair this morning. All I have in is a leave-in conditioner, and it's just, they're so dry. It's just like all the coating has been taken off the hair extensions. I think it's partially the extensions, and I think it's partially my fault as well. I think I might have just used shampoos that are like a little bit too harsh, or maybe even like a little bit too organic, because I feel like organic products aren't always the best. Sometimes you need those chemicals in there. Sometimes they're in there for a reason. That's my opinion anyway. Anytime I use really organic skincare, my skin freaks out and I get that rash. And I was using this organic shampoo, and it's not like I wasn't just using this stuff because I'm like, oh, organic. I just, like, my hairdresser recommended it. And I was using that and I loved it for my natural hair. But my hair extensions, I just noticed, kept getting really dry. And I was like, what is going on? I'm using such a good shampoo. And so I feel like that shampoo might have stripped my hair extensions. Because last time I was down there, one of the other girls was like, oh, like maybe it's too organic for it. And I was like, I wanted to get them again and just give them another chance rather than just completely writing them off. Because I've had clip-in hair extensions from Zala before and I've really liked them. I actually have one track of clip-ins now, just because my tapes are just so thin because they're pretty old.
And I
I don't really know what's happening right now. My camera is flashing a thermometer, a bright red thermometer. It looks really angry. Oh my god. So I've closed my window a little bit so the sun's not coming in on it. It doesn't feel very hot now, but whoa, it's freaking me out a little bit. So I'm just going in with a little bit of my MAC. What is this concealer? How do I forget the name? Pro Longwear. Duh. In the shade NC20. I think I'm going to go a little bit blonder as well because my hair, I haven't had my hair done in a really long time. The last time I went was before Bali, and that thermometer is still there and it's really stressing me out. I had it done just before I went to Bali, but we didn't really do my color. We just did like a toner. And we did my hair extensions again. So down to here, that's all my natural hair. And that's my natural color. Oh, there's some fluff in my hair. So if you guys have ever wondered what my natural hair color is, that's it. There you go. Exciting stuff. I had like a whole goal of letting my hair grow out. But I have 7,500 grey hairs at the front here. I don't know if you guys have noticed them in my videos lately. I am becoming an old woman. I'm just going to go blonder all over and hide them. No one will ever know. I'm going to spray my face with a little bit of my Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist because I feel, no matter what, I just feel like I'm so dry all the time. Every foundation I use is so dry on me. I do have a couple of sponsored videos going up as well, so they'll kind of be like little jumping between being blonder and then back to like this hair because I'm just waiting on like approvals and things like that. Like I have my regular videos going up before those videos. So anyway, just so you guys know, I think there's only there's three sponsored videos that you guys will see with this rat's nest. You guys will see my new hair on Thursday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I'm trying to upload Tuesdays and Thursdays every week at the moment. Sometimes I'll upload like a day later. It just really depends. Tuesdays and Thursdays is what I'm aiming for, and I'm hoping to keep that like a schedule, and then my sponsored videos will go up like days aside from that. Trying to get a little schedule going, you know. Look at me go. Get my life together. I'm going to move on to my eyes now. I'm just using a little bit of my MAC. Is this Studio Fix? Studio Fix NW20 just to set my lids. I'm not going to set underneath my eyes yet. because I think I might want to go in with more concealer because things are happening under there. For my eyes, I just realized I have this palette in my collection. I've literally never touched it. So this is the Zoeva All Night Long. All night long, all night. I'm just gonna use like these, basically those three. So I'm taking Front Door Policy. So I guess I better get into like the actual reason why I wanted to sit down and film this video. I'm moving. I literally never thought that I would make a video talking about this. I didn't think this is something that would ever happen. I'm moving back to Wollongong. So like I said at the start of the video, I'm from Wollongong originally. That's where I grew up. That's where I've spent my entire life until I moved to Sydney 3 years ago with Hamish. So Hamish lived in Sydney a year before I came and lived with him because he was here for medicine and I just couldn't move out yet. It just like financially wasn't really an option. I didn't really want to move to Sydney at that time. I'm taking a little bit of Full Swing. This one. I was working in Wollongong. And what else was I doing? Like, it's hard to remember because it was so long ago now. We lived in Erskineville for 2 years. 2 different apartments, so we spent 1 year in one. Next year we moved, and then that was like a really like luxe, like nice apartment too that we moved into the second time. And it ended up getting to the point where I hated that apartment and everything it represented. I just realized that it doesn't matter if you live in a nice place. It's not going to make you happy. And now we live in a pretty old apartment. And I think I needed something like that after living in something so nice. Like, I need to come back to reality a little bit and realize that, like, okay, just because you're on fucking YouTube doesn't mean you're making money like these other people are. Doesn't mean you have to have nice things. You don't need to show your shit off. Who the hell cares where you live? Not that I ever had my head in the clouds, but I need to come back to reality a little bit and just remember that, like, it doesn't matter, and to not feel guilty because I don't have things as nice as other YouTubers. I just haven't been in a position to, like, be, I guess, established in life just yet. Hamish has been studying the last 3 years, so it does make it quite hard for him to work. He's had jobs like here and there. We kind of made the decision last year that he should quit working at Woolworths. He was like a packer kind of person. He packed like the online orders, and we both kind of made the decision that he should quit that job and that, you know, I would kind of financially support us as much as I could just so he could focus on uni and just like have some time for himself. Over the last few years, we've been in like that phase of like studying still, you know what I mean? We haven't been in a place to get like married or have kids or anything like that, and that has like not been an option. Like, it just hasn't been on our radar for us. It's not something that we want to do anytime soon. A lot of people, I feel, come out of school, they finish uni within like 3 years, and then, you know, they start like living their life, or they come out of school and they start full-time jobs straight away, and, you know, they start having kids and being married and that sort of stuff. Like, everyone's at different stages of our life, and we're just still in the early 20s, like studying kind of phase. Obviously I'm not, because like I do YouTube and stuff, but my partner is, so like it kind of keeps me in that sort of mindset. So not that we don't feel like adults, but I just feel like, for me anyway, I feel like we haven't really been like established and haven't really been settled. Like, we haven't really stayed in any of our apartments more than 1 year at a time. I'll let you guys know when we actually like are close to moving where I've been living, like the suburb, because I love it so much. But basically I'm in like the northern beach suburbs of Sydney. We've loved it here so much. Oh my god, I feel like I just kind of found my happiness again being here. If you guys have followed me for a little while, you kind of know I went into like a bit of a weird slump, kind of stopped filming videos and everything, and I just like wasn't happy. And like there's so many things that were like going on behind the scenes to like cause that, but I'm back. I'm feeling funky fresh. I don't know, I feel like I just really got back in touch with who I am and stopped letting like, I guess like Sydney and like the whole influencer life and everything like affect me as much. I've just like really learnt to just kind of let go of negativity as much as I can, not get caught up in drama. That's kind of like where we've been at, and we've loved living here. Like, I feel like our relationship has thrived. I also think it's because we've been living together for 3 years now, so we've kind of finally got that balance. I feel like the first couple of years you're kind of like figuring out, you're just like learning each other's quirks of living together, because we've been together for like 10 years now at this point, but we were teenagers for 90% of that. So we've only lived together as adults for like 3 years now. I feel like you really don't know a person until you live with them. You know one side of them, you don't know the sharing an apartment side. I feel like we just know each other so well. We don't get irritated if one of us doesn't clean up anymore. Like I feel like we're just in like such a rhythm. I honestly feel like we're best friends, which is so nice, because if you guys knew the half of our relationship over the years, we've always been a couple that like has kind of clashed. We were just at very different stages throughout our relationship in life. We've just changed over the years and evolved as people, and I feel like after so many years of like kind of being on different wavelengths and like what we wanted to do in life, we always had like the same kind of morals, but we were just at different stages of what we wanted to do. Like if Hamish wanted to go out partying or whatever and I didn't want to do that, it was just like a hard thing to kind of navigate, especially as teenagers. Whereas now we're just like so on the same level, so chill, everything's just so much easier. I finally just feel like we like caught up to each other, you know what I mean? It feels like we're a team. I really just wanted to emphasize that we're in such a good place. We're not breaking up. I don't know if anyone would like think that from this video. I feel like people always jump to conclusions. Basically what's happened, we had every intention of staying here, right? We want to live here. Moving to Wollongong just really didn't seem like an option. It never seemed like something we would do ever. Hamish is graduating this year, so he's gonna be a full-ass doctor by January, which is insane to me. Like I can't even fathom it sometimes. He has actually delivered babies. I can't. I don't even have words for it. It's just so incredible to me. I don't think he realizes just how incredible he is, and just like how in awe of him I am sometimes. I don't know what color I'm gonna put on my lip. Maybe I'll do this one. Keep it a bit nude. It's just insane how quickly it's come. It's crazy to think like how much we've changed over the last few years, like so much more mature now and just have so much more life experience. And I feel like we're at a stage where we want to settle down. We're not looking to get married or have kids or anything like that anytime soon, because Hamish hasn't even had a chance to earn money just yet. Like he's had jobs, but he hasn't had like a career. In the future, 100%. We definitely see each other spending our lives together. Otherwise we wouldn't be together for the last 10 years. I'm so excited for Hamish to just be finished uni. I think he's super excited as well. I think he's like a little bit worried too, because it's just going to be such a new kind of dynamic and kind of domain to sort of navigate. He does have a job. He helps this elderly man out, just like makes food for him and goes around and helps tidy his house and stuff like that. Just like little odd jobs, like he'll drive him around sometimes. And he also does like some first aid stuff. It's like really casual sort of things. Basically, he's been working for the last 4 years without being paid. Like they always have placements for med. So he's not even at uni anymore. He's still like studying and he still has exams. He's got them in like 8 weeks time, but he basically is at hospital every day, like an intern, treating patients. Like he's delivering babies. He's in surgery at the moment. So he's doing like full on like work, and he's not in a classroom, but he's just not getting paid for it because it's just kind of how it goes. Really excited for him to just kind of like have his own sort of domain and like kind of not like be classed as a student anymore, because he's not a student, you know what I mean? Like he knows as much as he's going to know when he graduates. He's only got 1 or 2 blocks left, and he's not going to learn an insane amount in that time that's going to like suddenly make him a doctor. Like he's a doctor now. So I'm just really excited for when he like can actually like claim that title and, you know, be proud of his achievement and have other people kind of acknowledge it as well. Anyway, I feel like I'm going off on so many tangents, but I just have like, there's just so much to it. Because he's graduating, he's had to apply for internships. So basically when you finish med, you intern for 2 years before like deciding, I think in that time like they decide what they want to specialize in and all that sort of stuff. So Hamish is not sure what he wants to specialize in just yet. He was thinking of being a GP, because that is a specialty as well. I find everyone's always like, oh, you like just a GP? Like you're going to specialize, or are you going to be just a GP? No, it's not just a GP. You have to fucking specialize to be a GP as well. And GPs are amazing. Like don't knock them down. Like they're the first line of contact for every specialist. Who do you go to when you feel a bit sick? The GP. Who do you go to before you find out that you have a life-threatening illness? The GP. Alright? They're just as important as a surgeon, as a gynecologist. They are not just a GP, and they have to know so much more knowledge. For other specialties, like gynecology and all that sort of stuff, you know about a vagina. But with GP, you have to know like everything, like across the board. So don't ever say just GP again. I'm just gonna pop on some lashes now and leave my eyes like that. These are the Nakia Joy. I think they're called Athena, something like that. I always forget the name, but these are my favorite lashes right now. They just look so natural. The way that the application process is just like an absolute nightmare. It's kind of, I don't know if I'm going to explain this right, but he wanted to get Hornsby or like Northern Beaches, I think. I can't remember. We wanted to like stay in the same area that we're in. So say if you put like Royal North Shore first, you have to put it first because everyone applies for it. If you put it 5th, you're 100% not going to get it. Whereas if you put Wollongong first, you're 100% getting Wollongong. If you put it 10th, you'll probably still 100% get Wollongong. So the idea is if like everyone wants Royal North Shore, regardless of where you've ranked it, if one person has put it first, they're going to take everyone in the row of firsts, if that makes sense. So they're just going to start from the top, grab everyone from there, and then if it trickles over, they'll grab the next row, and then if there's no spots left, that's too bad. Whereas like Wollongong, you could put it 10th, but say no one else has put it before number 10. They're obviously just going to start taking people from number 10. So even if you put Royal North Shore as number 1, but they see that you've got number 10 for Wollongong and no one else has put it, they're obviously going to take from row 10. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's basically how they like pick. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense. It's just a really weird preference ranking kind of system. Hamish put Wollongong way down the bottom because like it was a backup option. He knew that not a lot of people want to go there. Basically, you can get it no matter what. So he knew that if he got somewhere crap, he could swap with someone to get Wollongong 100% just so easily. So basically, he put like Northern Beaches and Hornsby and Royal North Shore and everything at the top, I'm pretty sure. He didn't get them, which we were like, what? So he found out the other day, the 17th is when he found out. He messaged me and he was like, I got Gosford. And I was like, well, shit. Gosford is like even further north of where we live now. It's probably like an hour or 2 away, I think. Honestly, Gosford wouldn't have been bad, but we just have no family there. We've got no friends. Hamish didn't even understand why he got Gosford. Like, we were just kind of like, well, fuck. Like, how did this even happen? We were feeling so stressed out. We didn't know what to do. It was a little bit scary because we were like, well, what do we do? Do we just swap with someone and take Wollongong? Like, we don't really want to live in Wollongong. And they have like this online system where you can like contact people and swap. So everyone puts up what they got and where they want to swap to. So there were people that were putting up, I got Wollongong, I want to swap to Gosford. So Hamish knew that he could swap with them, and he was just waiting for like a Northern Beaches one to come up. Nothing was really coming up because basically if you get it, no one's going to want to swap to anywhere else. So he saw someone on there that wanted to swap to Gosford from King's Cross. And if you guys know anything about King's Cross, yeah, it's just a bit sketchy. Basically the Cross is just where all the clubs and like nightclubs, bars, all that sort of thing are in Sydney. It's like where the main kind of part of it's like where all the nightlife is. There was like a whole big thing a few years back of like people getting king punched in the back of the head and like being knocked out. Like I think some people died. Like it's just notorious for like a lot of shit going down with people drinking. They have like heaps of lockout laws in Sydney now, where places can't be open past like, gosh, I think it's past like 12 p.m. and things like that, because just like the drinking violence is so bad in those areas. Hamish being placed there would have been so full on. He would be there for 2 years as well. So anyway, he was considering it because we wanted to stay in Sydney, but I was like, Bub, look, like I want you to pick where you'll be happiest. Like you have to work there, you have to go to that place every day. You want to be happy with the environment that you're in, not just for the location. Thought about it and we we're just like, look, maybe Wollongong is our best bet. We made a decision really quick. We were kind of like sad about it, but happy. And then yeah, over like the last like week, we've kind of just gotten like used to the idea. So that's basically how it happened. We were kind of just like gobsmacked. Like when we finally made the decision that evening to just, you know, swap, get Wollongong, because we don't want to be screwed and not be able to swap anywhere and have to go to Gosford and live somewhere where we don't have any friends, any family, we don't know anyone. Like Hamish would obviously make friends being at hospital, but I work by myself all day. Like I would not know anyone. It happened within a matter of hours. We decided, he asked one of the guys to swap with him, and yeah, the rest is history. We're moving to Wollongong. I never thought I would make a video saying this in my life. I never had any intention of moving back to Wollongong. Ever. Over like the last week, we've really kind of just come to terms with the idea, and we're actually excited now. Like we're both just really excited to move, and Wollongong's like such a more low-key kind of area. It's kind of similar to where we are at the moment, just the kind of demographic is going to be very, very different. Where we live now is very, very white privilege. I always say this, Hamish and I always joke about it, because we're like, holy shit, there is just so many white people with cavoodles where we live who just talk like this. Yes, we're getting the rumpus room redone. The amount of times I've overheard conversations of older women talking about having like the fence or like the driveway redone, and like it's so strange because I never grew up around this much privilege. I grew up in Berkeley, really low socioeconomic area, like constantly like people in my street having like domestic fights. The police were always there. There's a lot of people on welfare. Like a lot of people don't earn that much money. Yes, of course, there's like people with a lot of money in Wollongong. I think like the main demographic would be like blue collar workers and people like on the dole. Like Centrelink is fucking popping down in Wollongong. I know, because I was on Centrelink. Very, very different demographic than up here. To own a home in Sydney, you have to be making millions. You can't get a house where we live for less than $1 million, I would say. I feel like I fit in a little bit better in Wollongong. Obviously, I grew up there. It feels like home, you know what I mean? Every time I go back, I know where everything is. I'm so familiar with it. Here, I really did love kind of being anonymous, which is like kind of what I'm like afraid of going back, knowing so many people there. So many people back there who I don't know, and so many people who I went to school with know I do YouTube. There's so many people that follow me that I went to school with that I wasn't friends with at the time who follow me now. I just know people would talk shit, you know what I mean? Like, I was so glad to get out of there because I was like, fuck you guys, talk shit all you want, I'm outie. But now I have to go back and I like have to see those people, you know what I mean? And know that they'll be like, oh, Kasey does YouTube. The main reason we're a little bit concerned is because obviously where we live now is just really, really safe. There's like no break-ins. People they have so much money around here, they don't need to break in. I don't even know how we got a place around here. We feel so lucky, but we also kind of feel like we don't belong here sometimes. Not that we don't belong, but it's just like I was saying, I don't feel like I've been established in life. We can't afford a house here. Like, the cost of living is crazy. We can rent, but it never feels like, it's never a place that I really want to stay in for a long time. I feel like I'm always making do with what we have. I feel like I can just never get on top of it, you know what I mean? Whereas if we move back to Wollongong, it's in our price range. I feel like we can have a nice apartment. We can save, we can stay there for a while. I feel like we can have like a home, and I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just feel like I'm always kind of playing catch up in Sydney. There's like so many like positive things about moving back to Wollongong. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, I do not have my license. There's like a lot of reasons why. I'm really not going to go into it because it's just, who cares really. One of the big reasons is that I'm just a really anxious person. If you guys don't know, I've struggled with anxiety basically my entire life. I did mention on Instagram not long ago that I do want to do a video talking about it more. I have an appointment with my psychologist on Thursday. You know, hopefully get some insight on some things. I'm lucky that I'm a really like self-aware person. I spend so much time by myself just thinking in this brain that I already know what the issue is. I just need an outsider's perspective on how to handle some things a little bit better. I'm lucky that I have the insight to like know exactly like what's going down. I know the second I'm anxious, I know exactly why I'm anxious, and I can evaluate why that is, what's caused that, how I could fix it, but I also can't physically fix it. I can't get there because I'm so anxious. I'm just hoping when I go, she can kind of just give me some like little techniques and like tips and tricks that I can kind of try and implement into my everyday life to just kind of deal with those feelings. I'm not going to go into it in this video anyway, but that's a big reason why I don't have my license. It feels very overwhelming thinking about how far I have to go in order to get it. Just like, what if I stuff up? What if I crash? What if I hit someone? Like, it's just so many little things that I'm anxious about, and I just have avoided it basically. That's pretty much how I deal with anxiety in my life. I just avoid things. And I feel like Sydney has really kind of assisted in the avoidance of things, because I'm just by myself all day. I don't have anyone to answer to. Hamish isn't my parent. He can't tell me what to do. Like, I do what I want, which is good and it's bad. And Hamish is really good that he's a partner that challenges me, but he also supports me. So he does like kind of comment, and he's like, oh, like, do you think you want to get your license? Like, I'm happy to teach you. Like, he's always been happy to teach me. There was stages where he was teaching me to drive. Things happen, like I drove onto the wrong side of the road, and it's just, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. He does encourage me, but he's also not like a nag about it. He's not like, you have to get your license, you have to do this. He's like, he understands that it's kind of a bigger issue than me just not doing something. It's not out of laziness. It's just my brain, my gentle mental. It just needs, I'm delicate, okay? I'm really lucky that I have such an understanding and supportive partner who, he does challenge and encourage me, but he also knows when to back off. I'm just using a little bit of the MAC. It's not making my eyes look good at all. This is the MAC NW20. I'm going to go in and contour. This is the Chanel de Soleil. Chanel. It's just a beautiful, creamy contour. Looks so natural. It's more of a bronzer than a contour, but I love to contour with something warm. Driving in Sydney is very, very, very stressful. It's busy. There's so many cars. The city is insane. It's not like driving in like a smaller town. And Wollongong's a city as well. It's just a much smaller city. I feel like I'll be able to get my license moving back, because when I moved, I didn't even like try and get my license or anything. Like, it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't really on my radar. I just didn't want to deal with it. It's basically what I do in life. I just avoid shit. I'm really excited to move back, because I'm like, yes, I'm finally going to get my license. It's fucking time. I can mentally deal with this now. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to like try and do it anytime soon. It's not happening while I live here. It's just I'm too anxious to drive where we live. Once we move back, I'm going to start doing driving lessons. I kind of do that whole ignorance is bliss kind of thing unintentionally. It's just kind of what happens sometimes. So really excited to just kind of like go back and kind of just pick up where I left off. I feel like I kind of was just like escaping life living in Sydney for a little bit. I feel like it was what I needed at the time, and I feel like I've learnt so much living here, being exposed to like so many different cultures and just so much more diversity in Sydney than I would ever have had in Wollongong, because it is a much smaller area. You just don't have as much culture and diversity there, full stop. I feel like it was really important to get out of Wollongong and have that kind of insight that like this isn't all that exists. There's so much more in the world. This is just a really small town bubble, and just because there are small town minds doesn't mean that I have to give into that mindset as well. It's been really amazing living in Sydney and just learning from so many different people, so many different cultures and backgrounds, and lifelong lessons that I could never take back. It is really bittersweet leaving Sydney. I'm going to jump in now with my Becca palette. This is the Chloe and Malika one, the light one. And I'm just going to go over top of that bronzer, the bronzer shade, do a bit of blush, highlight. You guys know the drill. We didn't really consider Wollongong as like an actual option until it was kind of like forced upon us. And just in like the last couple of days, like it's the 23rd today, and we decided to do this on the 17th. So it really hasn't been long at all, but every day we just keep talking about it. And he's like, so what are you going to miss the most about Sydney? And what are you most excited for about Wollongong? And like, how are you feeling about everything? Are you really excited? And we just keep having the same conversation every day. It's so weird that like when you have like a big life change like this, like you finally consider options that you just didn't even really think of before. So I just feel like there's so much possibility because it is so much more in our price range. I feel like we have a little bit of a leg up. My family's there, which is like a massive reason why we chose to go back as well, because we didn't have to swap there. We called my mum the night we were kind of deciding. I was like, Mum, we have some news. And Hamish was like, we're having a baby. And I was like, shut up, we're not having a baby. And he's like, we're getting married. And I was like, oh my God, just stop. And Mum's just cracking up on the other end because she knows exactly what Hamish is like. He's such a little shit stirrer. I was like, no, like we have some news. we're moving back to Wollongong. And my mom's like, what? Really? And she started bawling her eyes out. I'm not a crier, but I cry when other people cry. Like, I don't like to show emotion. I try and hold it in as much as I can. I feel embarrassed. I feel silly. Even like when I watch like sad movies, I hold it in. I'm like, don't cry, you fucking bitch. She was so happy and so excited. And I was like, hey, we can't not go now. Like, we can't not move to Wollongong. Like, after I talked to my mum, we were just like, we're moving. We're going to Wollongong. And it was pretty much decided after that. When I moved away 3 years ago, it was to be with Hamish, you know what I mean? Like, he had to be in Sydney for uni, and I wanted to be in Sydney for events, and I was just starting on YouTube, and I was just so excited by the whole industry. I wanted to be a part of it. I didn't really have any friends in the industry yet. Like, I knew Erin already, and I had a couple of other friends, but I hadn't really I wasn't really a part of the industry, if you know what I mean. So obviously moving up here was like a huge step career-wise for me, and for Hamish, like just kind of establishing ourselves and what we want to do, and kind of just creating a life for ourselves outside of our families and our parents. Like, it was our first time not being like kids. Such a big experience. I feel like it's taught me so much over the years. Obviously, I started going to so many events coming up here, and just like being a part of the industry that I'm working in. I've pulled back from going to events a lot now. I feel like I've kind of come full circle. I've done that whole thing of going to events, and I just realized it's not my thing. It's not why I started doing YouTube. I started because I love making videos, I love makeup, and I just wanted to connect with people all over the world, and I just wanted a creative space to be myself and do my own thing. And I didn't really get into it for the glitz and the glam and the events and the free stuff. Kind of spent time reevaluating what's important to me. Obviously, I got signed by my agency, Max Connectors, who they do like all my sponsorships and my management kind of stuff, and just handle like all the businessy sort of stuff for me, which is like has been such a life-changing thing. I feel like they really kind of shaped just where like my career was kind of going. Yeah, they've honestly done so much for me. It's crazy to think that I'm going to be moving away from a city that has just given me so much. I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm scared. I'm like, am I like leaving too soon? I feel like I'm closing a chapter of my life. I'm just gonna use the all-nighter setting spray just because I haven't powdered the rest of my face. I feel like I really don't need to today. I'm so dry. It went right in my eyeball. I was a kid when I left Wollongong, and coming back I just feel so much more, I don't think I'm mature by any means, but I feel like I have so much more maturity behind me, and I guess just insight and more wisdom now than I left with anyway. So it's going to be so crazy. Something I'm like super excited about actually is having Beth. Beth is my younger sister. She's been on my channel a couple times. A few years ago actually, it's been quite a while. She's got her own little Instagram page where she posts like makeup. I will link her down below. It's just Beth, and I think it's just Beth Rayton. Her name's Bethany, but I think her Instagram's just Beth Rayton, I'm pretty sure. Most of our childhood was spent playing together until we kind of like, I was like a teenager and she wasn't. That's obviously when we stopped like playing together as much. I just feel like we've always been just like pretty close, and I feel like me moving away and like kind of in high school we drifted apart a little bit because I was a bit older than her. I'd started dating Hamish, and obviously all I wanted to do was be with my boyfriend, and we're at different stages in our life. It's gonna be crazy coming back and just like being able to hang out with her all the time, like have a gym buddy, go and get coffee together. I'm like so excited for that. I can't wait to be with her every day. I love her so much. She doesn't watch my videos, little prick. I really want to start like vlogging together. I know she wants to start a channel and she just hasn't done it. She's had my freaking vlog camera for like the last 2 years and she's just hasn't got around to starting a channel. I'm gonna make her start one when I go down and film videos together, and it'll just be really fun, and like I feel like my channel is gonna be so positive moving forward. Don't think I realized just how like lonely I've been in Sydney. It's like, and like I have so many friends and people I know here, but I'm not one to really hang out with people. I hang out with Erin and I hang out with Beth and like Hamish. I have like a very close-knit, small little circle of people that I like. I kind of tend to like individuals rather than like a group. I'm not a friendship group kind of person. I kind of just like to you know, I like to have one-on-one time with people and get to know them individually and really figure out who they are, as opposed to just having like a big popular friend group. It's not my thing. I felt like I've been a really small fish in a big pond in Sydney for so long. Like, I know going down the street there's not going to be people who know who I am and watch my YouTube channel. The only time I really get recognized is if I go to like a mall. Sydney is so big, there's so many people, and I've kind of loved being like anonymous, like not having people that I went to school with who know who I am, and having no one know who you are is kind of lovely sometimes, like being left alone. I'm gonna actually lip scrub my lips first because they are so crusted. My high school experience wasn't the best. I was never bullied or anything, just no more than like the general teasing that you get in high school. So I didn't have like a bad experience. It was a time where I was very shy, very insecure, and I just felt like no one liked me. And like, I've kind of mentioned this before, I always feel like a loser. I always am paranoid that people don't like me and they think I'm annoying and like not cool and all that sort of stuff. It's just like an insecurity that I have. It's ridiculous. Just kind of comes with being anxious as a person, I guess. That was kind of like at an all-time high in high school, and I just always felt like such a loser compared to everyone else. I just thought I had no friends, and I just wasn't confidently myself, I guess. I was myself, but just a very reserved and very shy version, because I was just so terrified that like people wouldn't like me. They wouldn't think I was cool. Like, yeah, I just didn't really go out of my way to like make friends with people that I didn't have classes with or I didn't sit with. I guess I'm like nervous to go back because a lot of people who I thought were really cool in school follow my channel now. Just like people who I was like kind of intimidated by watch my channel and watch my videos and stuff. Like, I'll see them in my Instagram stories and I'm like, whoa, like, why do you follow me? Like, that's so weird. A lot of them are people that I wasn't friends with as well. It's crazy just to think that like there are so many people that I don't talk to personally that I knew at some stage who kind of have like followed my journey, I guess. I don't know if they watch my videos or if they just follow me on Instagram, but it's gonna be really weird going back and just like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have a lot of assumptions about me because they didn't know me then. They just know the social media version of me. This is just the Morphe matte wifey lipstick. I never know what this is called. I feel like I left Wollongong at a time where I was really shy and nervous and anxious, and I just wanted to get the heck out of Dodge. I was like, fuck this place, I hate it here, I want to get out. And I didn't realize the reason that I hated it was because I was just unhappy. I just didn't know what I wanted in life, and I just needed to have like those kind of soul-searching sort of years. And so I feel like now I'm coming back. Everything's kind of come full circle. I feel so grounded, really surreal at the moment. I might do a video updating you guys on how I'm feeling about everything in like a month's time, maybe a couple weeks, because I find every day I kind of have like a new little realization and just kind of come to terms with like how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking at the time. But I really just wanted to sit down today and just let you guys know like kind of what's happening at the moment, just what's to come. Big, exciting things, I think. I think it's going to be positive. I'm trying to be really upbeat and positive about it. And that's kind of like my whole thing is, if you guys have watched like my videos over the past year, you would have seen a really big flip in just my attitude, just trying to be more positive and not let the world get me down as much, and just, you know, just kind of embrace the time that I have on this earth. I will be vlogging the entire thing of moving and just like thoughts and everything along the way. I feel like this is a really good segue to start doing like weekly vlogs or something like that. I've been wanting to do it for a really long time, but I just hadn't ever really been in like the mental space to do so. And back when I used to vlog was actually before I moved to Sydney. So I kind of want to document moving out of Sydney. I don't know, I feel like it's just the whole like full circle kind of thing. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and this little life updates. If you have any questions about the makeup, I will leave everything listed in the description box for you guys. If you have any questions, just comment them and I'll answer them for you guys. But yeah, here's to positivity. Woo woo! 2020! It's gonna be lit. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys in my next video.